on this beautiful Friday day, this day that God has made. We ain't gonna let all the stupidity the Gentiles like to get invested in offset the goodness, the good things. I was just sitting here listening to the United Nations and how they deemed, I'm gonna make a shirt. Slavery was the great transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was the greatest crimes against African humanity. That's a fact. But the fact, and then there's a list of countries that didn't vote. That's all fair use copyright, fair use copyright. Turn this shit up. That were a part of the financing. I just made a video talking about this before the story with the United Nations dropped. Their insurance companies, their banks, that's how they were able to multiply so quick. Because at that time, brothers and sisters who built the White House, there was no caterpillars, there were no jackhammers, there were no cement mixers, there was none of that. But this people, your people, so-called African American, if you're American and you into all that, I ain't African and that's your business. Have land in the land of Ham through Canaan. I don't expect regular, ordinary, unlearned people to understand that my conversation as it relates to that. Read your Bible. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to full detail of what is expressed. You will know. You will learn. Like Joseph. When Joseph was ruling Egypt, Joseph was a what? A Shemite, right? Ruling in the land of who? One of Ham's sons, Mitzrayim. That's the Hebrew name for what? The English name, Egypt. Muslim Arabs are crashing out and scared as black people hailed them and sent direct warning. Yeah, because people will do shit and you can't just be doing stuff. Energy in certain areas where you might not have that. Some people, they're not mindful. The African Americans, we're going to let your ass know. I don't hate my brothers and sisters from Africa neither. I understand. And you better not be hating us. Y'all know who we are. We your brothers and sisters. And now the cat is out the bag. I always say it's time. The only way we're going to rise is to take control of our tools that we have at our disposal to empower us. Look into Western governments. I understand and I appreciate Ghana's president. Shout out to Ghana and their president. My DNA goes through our peak. It goes through Nigeria and Ghana. So I don't got nothing against Ghana. You did? I don't got nothing against Ghana as it relates to those here in the Americas. And it's messed up. You got to keep saying that. Because the average person will think, here, Hebrew, don't they hate? They say they hate the Africans. That's a damn lie. You got a certain group of people that's moved by whatever spirit, I don't know. Yeah, the Most High does hate certain groups. But I ain't the Most High to condemn nobody. So he didn't tell me to condemn nobody. He gave me instructions to do another thing. That's his will. That's his thing. I mean, that's his power at work. I don't have that power to condemn nobody. So I don't even try to think along those lines. Fair use copyright, fair use copyright. I want to see what Sis talking about real quick.
Digital reflects my personal opinions and comments. It is not intended to harass, harm, or deter any individual.
Oh,
Content
sure.
is for discretion and information use. So I am saying video of people talking about Arab slavery because sometimes we don't tend to
Oh, Arab slavery, yeah.
because every country is different. And for those that are
Let me say something to that.
right in 2010,
Arab slavery. First of all, you got to understand who the Arabs are. That ain't them people over there. Them people you see over there are Gentiles, the same as these Europeans. That's why they brothers. That's why they get along. They might not even know it. But according to the Bible, in historical context, we understand their genealogy is the same. They're sons of Japheth. Those you see over there in the Arab nations, because Arab people are black as you and me. The sons of Abraham are black. They don't, that's not them people over there. Them people descendants of Japheth. Even in Iran. But Iran know who we are. Them the Medes and Persians to a degree, but then you gotta understand, you got the, who was that one in there? The Ottoman Turks. People forget about the Turks. That's why you can hear, now see, them people related to the Germans. You know, that's why you hear, what's that Jewish person? The person that's running Israel for the Jewish people. What's their prime minister name? Whatever his name is. That's why you can hear him say Genghis Khan. If you move like Genghis Khan in their understanding, you can have more power than, I ain't gonna even say his name, but you heard who he said. I know that name is a translation of the real name. That's in English, which is a language they actually created. So to a degree, he understand, but people don't do language research. Our people won't understand it. That's why I always promote get your Bible Strong's Concordance. Hebrew, you gotta get it now. Black people, you gotta understand why there's a push to have you to assimilate instead of coming to the knowledge of self and what you reading in the Bible. It's no question those who we say are the wicked, and the Gentiles showed you. They whom dude was relating to, the Israelites were no warlike people. Yeah, they got down and had to get down how they live when it was time to go into the land because why? The Most High wanted to cleanse the earth of some folly, some idolatry. There's people that were into idolatry. Just I don't care what you think of. The Most High wasn't with them. They didn't want him. Like you see these people today, the Gentiles. They not fasting. They not praying. They not sitting down with their cousins. Them people are related, family, genetically. Them people in Israel and them people in Iran. Them people are related. They are Japhet. They come from the same bloodline. A lot of y'all don't know that. Well, how you gonna say that? Them the Jew, they tell you they German Jewish people. German. And if you relating to the Jewish to the descendants of Israel, now that's another story within itself. You got to do your research on that one. I don't know how you connect them to other than conversion, or people converting into kingdom culture, because the invitation is to all. But the way some people describe it, family, no. And then there's a lot of nuances at work behind the scene. It's like publishing. Who's the majority owner of publishing companies? Who's quick to tell you they have been redacting history? And they have history from 3,000 years ago when Moses was walking. They can trace their roots back to when Moses was walking the earth. You hear him say it like, but we understand what the word says. The word says Judah and Israel would lose. Deuteronomy 32, verse 26. The Most High said, I will scatter them. I will make the remembrance of them no more amongst the nations in which he scatters them in. Now, either I'm slow to catch on to what the Bible's saying, because what they telling me in the world through man's interpretation is going around talking about they his people, which we know they ain't. The spirit bears witness to the truth. Them boogers just denied supporting reparations. And Ghana, shout out to you. I appreciate Ghana going forth with that measure. That's all I'm praying for. More so than them giving us reparations, because why? That'd be a greater reparations. Us over here, the Caribbeans and Africa come together. Do you know what type of powerhouse we creating? It's already in play. That's why much. If you don't understand why so much energy to break the bond, it's so much. It's so they put so much before us. Oh Lord, oh Lord, do we get a break? Anyway, now, back to what I was saying. The Gentile, they playing games, running our faces. They've been playing all along. But if we don't know, our people fight so hard to follow them, and they thought through their doctrines and things like that, like they didn't discover some information we didn't know, which the information they putting out is a regurgitation of what we already know. Like, what's wrong with these people? Right. But to each his own. They're going to wish they supported the move that Ghana and Africa so boldly stepped forward to produce on our behalf. All that shit we over here doing with this, we FBA, we look, man, move around. Yeah, there's a black agenda, but all that shit causing division, pay that shit no mind. The objective at the end of the day, you know, the same person me and you fighting stole our granddaddy. Do you understand that part? In order for us to bring them to heel and force their hand to be responsible for what they did, we're going to have to come together. That's the only way it's going to get done. If you want to break the bank, that's the only way it's going to get done. But it begins with us coming together. We gotta come together. And even in the midst of that, we gotta come together with plans. Because what we pushing for, talking about reparations, is cool. Hold their ass guilty. Since they want to act like they don't recognize them was the owners. You, the fuck, the banks and insurance companies, who own majority of them still to this day, family, that'll tell you. They don't want to talk about that. They gonna have a fit, a calypso fit, if you mention anything about what nation and as it relates today. If you mention them I people or the E people or the A people, that's an extension, all of them the same. They cousins. That's why America is so quick to the A people. Is so quick to run to the aid of them over there in the lands they saying are the people of Abrahamic faith. I question who they even say they are, family. I'm keeping it a book because I understand who Esau is. Esau ain't know who they telling you he is. I wouldn't care how many groups, how many Hebrews standing out there talking about the white man Esau. He don't know what he talking about. I don't give a shit how many of them. I said it. And I mean that. They need to stop doing that because they messing up. They got a lot, which that's on people. I wouldn't care what them groups or a person is saying in the streets. Because they ain't the Holy Spirit and they ain't the kingdom. They're a part of it. They carry weight. They have power. But if it's in wickedness, if it's going against what we know we can read and come to a consensus to understand, like people can't read. Oh no, you man, shut up. The same way we read it, the next person read. And then reading, that person surrenders themselves to the Most High. That's real life. They really doing that. So we can't be running around here listening to, we really can't afford to be listening to people in that respect when it comes to building the kingdom. You got to know. And we got to build it because this kingdom and they cousins, all their kingdoms are on the verge of collapsing. So they got to do what they doing to keep the energy. They need your energy. Because with your energy comes, even with the decisions that they make. But they not understanding. When you make decisions like that, it ain't just our elders that's cool with y'all ass, that you affected. There's gonna be some pushback. There's gonna be a lot of divestment. I always say this shit. The only way to break our cousins from doing what they doing is when we divest. Now you could point the finger to what you want to divest from, but the only way they ass don't understand is when you divest because that's their God. They'll tell you. Before he got in office, he was like, when the dollar, if you allow them to break the dollar stronghold, we in trouble. Well, guess what, cuz? Y'all in trouble. Africa, y'all need to do business with us. We need to be mindful to do business with Africa. Why? There's so many benefits. I don't even have to talk about it. And they're concrete. They're not abstract. Like, you buy a home over here, you really don't own shit. Miss a couple of pages. They're going to show you what you own. They got the land. If you don't buy, somebody asked that question, would you buy a home or would you buy land? I'm buying the land. I'll buy land. Because if you bring your ass on my land and you ain't supposed to be there, I got every right to send your ass running up out of there. You're going to have to drop a bomb like you did our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But with a piece of property, hell no, they still own it. And they can just walk up. Well, they can come with force. We seen them. They will do it. But I think we stand a better chance. You got your own all out. They better be ready to cook the fuck all out. People ain't going to respect America, Israel, or Argentina. They're going to be buying their products, watching their TV shows, invested in them, in their businesses, and They want the government to do this. We ain't our elders. I don't have nothing against our elders. But when it comes to talking about this, I ain't listening to them. They can move around. Which, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not supporting nothing they got going on. I don't care what people say. People was on me about that shit forever. Y'all nuts. Y'all been following me, following these videos. Not so much following me, but checking my videos. No. Brother ain't never had no end. Then would roll to being privy to the dream. That shit has been a nightmare for our people. And when you get it, it continues to be a nightmare because they'll try to take it from your ass. They'll try to take you. And some of your people too, crazy ass. Just as crazy as a Betsy bug. I don't understand why we get rid of all the financial players, the bankers, the rappers. I don't know, somebody need to talk to them. Why you in the streets? You're the bankers. You got all our people that got potential, right? But black people don't want to do nothing. Black people want to do a whole lot. That's why I continuously speak to Africa in a certain frequency. I don't need nothing from you. I need me and you to do business, to come together and do business as a stronghold against the enemies of us and our generations. Proven enemies. Ain't no question about it. When I hear people talking about, well, black people got an opportunity today, they woo woo. Man, go sit your asses down. You got an opportunity to build for yourself. How about that? Support that SBA. But we know they ain't gonna do it. They ain't doing it in front of the united courts, a united government, a world government. They told the world government, and the world government ain't shit. Because the world government should have sanctioned everybody that didn't support the measure. And these the motherfuckers who committed the acts. All that shit about, oh, you shouldn't say, nigga, I did the research. We know who the fuck, my last name go back to the UK. United Kingdom. I told y'all, it's Welsh. Reese is a Welsh name. That is on the UK's land. Stop playing. That's a part of the United goddamn Kingdom. And they got the nerve to not vote. They all got the same agenda. They full of shit. And they people need to rebel against the bullshit. Because the most high now, they stealing good right now. They making money hand over fist right now. They got us still wishing on the goddamn star. That's like even dealing with the most high word. People, oh no, we go to heaven. Don't you know you're supposed to bring heaven here in earth? Like people is lost, but I understand. Because they following the world. They following the same system that just told them they don't even recognize what they did to them. Ain't no way I'm gonna recognize that. That's too old for me to even care about that. But it's the same damn government who implemented the measures. Like, who the fuck gave y'all? The government gave y'all that authority. Like, oh no, the world. Okay, we wasn't controlling the goddamn world government. It was y'all ancestors, your European ancestors, the ones that chose not to vote. Like, what the? Y'all the same people. Y'all keep talking about Trump German. That's why he cool with dude over there in I. A is German. They the same people. Y'all need to do some research. Stop listening to people. Don't even listen to me, man. Scrutinize any information you get. Y'all keep wondering why people are these so-called these so-called leaders. I say so-called because these people ain't ordained by God. That ain't his government. People, oh, you gotta listen to the government. Y'all listen to them, but I don't gotta follow the shit they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in none of their groups. I don't root for them to rule over me. God told you, if you've chosen, then your ass know. Don't be voting nobody to rule over God's people. But one of your fellow kinsmen. I don't care how much they say they know God. These devils over there right now, they say they know God, but they over there acting like damn devils. Like God ain't dropping bombs like wait around here on people. Like that's devil shit. You destroying. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Then you said Jesus don't have power. Like, what's this nigga? What this nigga teach? Like, y'all don't believe in the Bible. So quite naturally they're not gonna believe in like I don't know if they were taught. That's the way they were taught. That's the way they were taught. If they didn't go and do their own research to prove what was being said, you gonna be held accountable. No matter if you it don't matter. That's like with me. If I come on here and say something, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, the Most High ain't gonna ride with that. He gonna hold me accountable for that. Can't be lying. And these people have been proven to be just that. And that move, family, Genesis 15 say, and that nation whom they serve will I judge. And afterwards. So I don't care if they approve or disapprove. And kudos to those that approve the measure. But what these people gotta understand, you following their playbook, which they don't even respect. What is you following what are we listening to their ass for? We gotta learn to go around them. You know, because you too. We can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. We the chosen, we know we God's people. We need to follow in his instruction. And this what they then proliferated and lied on, which is the Bible. They don't know the Bible. That's why they do ungodly ass shit and act like that's the greatest shit that ever happened. Like what they doing is what should be done. No, you gotta check on your soul and where your soul gonna go for doing what the hell. No, hey look, I'm not the cat is out there. I'm not holding back on their ass with nothing. These people wicked that don't make no sense. I'm not gonna be cussing and stuff, but they know what they did. You know what you did. We'll never forget what you did. But that's a call to action for us. There ain't no time to keep making no videos talking about what these chumps did. Right now, it's time to enlighten yourself, wake your mind up, get in order with the Most High and what he got going on. We the Most High kids. We the Most High children. We ain't they children. So if they give it or not, that's cool. It's already written. He gonna take it from them, just like he did in Egypt. He said this time is gonna be greater. You wonder why? I don't. Because it's written for you to know. Deuteronomy 30. Yeah, we hear about Deuteronomy 28. Do you read Deuteronomy 29, Deuteronomy 30, up to Deuteronomy 34? So you can get a greater understanding, a greater overall picture. Do you let the word speak? Or you one of them unbelievers? I know what's happening. You ain't gotta tell me nothing. Then we read 10 different Bibles like, hold on. You're losing your mind? No, I ain't. I got things and places I don't generally have them at, so you gotta be careful. I have to go check to make sure I leave the damn keys in the door. But no, they on the dang on dining room table if I just slow down. But my mind is on this word. Part 2. Now you woke, you have awakened. Now you know who the enemy is. You know their tactics. Now You know what you need to do. Be strong. Be courageous. Don't go being a bottom feeder like certain, you know. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let it piss you off. Because we already know they're going to deny. They're going to deny just like in the past. They're going to deny it. Just like Pharaoh did. What the Most High tell him. But you got to understand who that ruler was. That king was a Canaanite that took over Egypt. But still a Hamite. But a difference. There's a difference. We need to understand. We need to know and understand. And never forget. Now, it's time to ride. I'm gonna make a couple of shirts. America, I'm gonna be sure to make a shirt to remind your ass of what God got for you. You keep making them decisions you make. It's gonna cost you. Don't say you ain't been warned. I ain't mad at you. If it was me, I would help the black people. I wouldn't just be talking about no, we sorry for what our ancestors did. You sorry. Nigga, you done took billions. You done took trillions from these people. Talking about you sorry. The people need to, man, let me shut up. What's understood need not be explained, family. I think y'all know the time. I'm not finna get all caught up in it. It's my second video that's really gonna be detailed about it because I chose not to make a video. Well, I made one video, but I chose not to make a video being angry or bothered because I know a devil gonna be a devil. That's just what it is. You are who you are. Now people will get mad talking about, well, why y'all calling people? You ain't shit. Your actions. You're not being godly. If you ain't moving like in the godly fashion, then you the devil. I'm gonna call your ass the devil. You the devil. Don't be getting mad at me. Better repent. Show me you a child of the Most High. Yeah, God created us all. He even created Satan. Dun dun dun. So miss me. We got a lot of people that act like him. Act like that's their father. They don't act like our Father Yahuwah, the Most High, is their father and creator. No. They talk about strange doctrine, familiar spirits. They don't follow the one, the true and living God. You can't live in them because they don't believe. You go talk about things of the spirit, they go into some other stuff. The spirit of God don't come out of them. It's evident. My people, I hope this woke you up. Which means, to me, what that does is translate into, okay, that's a responsibility you need to step in and take care of, bro. Yeah, it didn't look like you were able to carry that type of weight back then, but now we carry a lot of weight, fam. We're capable. Black people, my people. We know who we are, and we know we got assets at our disposal. Them people can't do nothing about. You ain't gotta come on here and stay talking about what they did, getting all stressed out. Okay. Let them have a little moment of clarity. A little moment of whatever the fuck they call it. That's common sense. Don't spend no money with them people. I went as much as less as I have to. Cut their ass off. Let's go get some AR-15s. That's what they shoot. That's what I want to shoot. And I want to shoot. Now, when I first heard it, of course, well, I'm different. I'm from the hood. That's normal conversation. You know what I'm saying? If that's what I got, you better get it. You better get what they got so you can stop their ass. They'll know that sound. You ain't got to talk about it. They gonna know what's shaking. Oh, snap. Slow down. We better move with caution. Them people playing. They playing with, you know? They got something to play with. They know. But we have to be mindful and know. And I ain't saying waste time talking about them boogers. I ain't wasting no time talking about them. To hell with them. They ain't worth talking about. They ain't doing nothing to move from. They not doing nothing but destroying humanity, man. Them people ain't doing nothing to enrich them, to enlighten. They lie. They want to debate about everything. Talking about debate. I don't know how people even fall off into that. The Bible tells you, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Anything else is of the accursed one, the devil. If you don't know, then I would just remain neutral. You know? It's better that you don't even get the knowledge. Don't even read the book. Leave it alone. If you ain't going to agree and do what it tells you to do. And defend it against any foreign or domestic enemy. And they're gonna come in the form. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. Some people got some spiritual wickedness coming from high places going on against us. It's some people. I think you see them. Because they are in some high places as it relates to down here. But the Bible meaning, just like it was some spiritual wickedness in heaven, the Most High had to straighten some things out. You know, it was some furniture moving. Them rebellious angels he created. They got big-headed listening to the big head. The leader of spiritual wickedness. How you turn against the Most High like that? That's crazy. I know you ain't gonna prosper. Yeah, that booger. And this is what his people do if you pay attention. You, man, arguing with one another and debating whether you from Africa. Man, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Before the flood, the earth was of one, the people was of one, in one land, one language. They was in the east. They came up out of where? Google it. Look it up. They came up out of Africa, family. Life began in Africa, man. I don't know where y'all get this shit from. And then putting the pedal to the metal, like, that's some fucking authority. Like, you see, the argument now is, how Africa gonna move on? Because the politicians over here ain't moving on shit. That's why. And Africa see you moving on it. So they get inspired, like, okay, there go my people. Let's move. Now they sitting down with us and saying, hey, look, no, but you should, once they make that move, by them having land and by them having resources America would need, I would team up because, like I said, my granddaddy and their granddaddy was kidnapped by the same people. And now I hear this argument talking about I ain't African and this and all that, but I don't hear no, let's hold their ass accountable. All I hear is we need to vote so we could be ahead of things. They ain't voting. They paying lobbyists. They putting their money together like we don't do. We gonna scrutinize one another forever. Oh, because he don't know we the people, we ain't gonna mess with him. Like, what the fuck? Are they causing our people harm? If they not causing our people harm, we need to rethink that. Bethink yourself dealing with your brothers and sisters like that. People that look like you. Oh, they ain't my brothers and sisters. We're gonna see. Test their spirit. And not everybody that's born with your same bloodline act like your brother or sister. So what the hell? Like we just look for anything to just be divisive about. Causing confusion, chaos. Like what the hell? We agents of confusion. Ain't nothing but the devil, I'm telling you. Satan got a lot of our people. They loving it. They love it. They don't see nothing wrong with it. It's like every time Africa speaks, you're gonna see somebody ass jump out there talking about, oh yeah, Africa ain't supposed to be, we FBA. Like, that's cool, BFBA, dog. We gonna kick reality. Do your thing. As long as it's for a black cause, that's all that matters, man. Like all this crazy, what the fuck? Like where all the other stuff come from? So when black people standing up then, and just as well with Africa, okay, when we see them memo, newsflash, they run governments. They ain't trying to be different from them. I understand. A lot of questions we ask about, we can just pay attention. They run governments. They don't run kingdom assemblies or set up kingdom authority in their land. But you got kingdom men and women in their land operate, whom they need to talk to and get some understanding. So that can bring all us together on one common accord under the Most High Word. Because all this, if we, even with them going forward and pushing the issue, Black America, we still ain't got our asses in place where we can go. We know the court system ain't gonna do it. The judicial system ain't gonna do it. The courts ain't gonna recognize it. A lot of people done went before these systems and they denied it, right? Okay, next plan. We gotta come together, do business together, community together, so we can bring all our resources, tools and resources together. You can't keep depending. Dr. Claude Anderson told us this stuff was gonna happen. I could see him, I hear his voice in my mind. All praise to the Most High for waking up our elders with this knowledge, family. Knowledge of the government and the system and how it worked against us. And then the plans that it implemented across the earth. Not just in Europe, in America, but this system stretches across the earth. Yeah, dude. You know it and I know it. It's common sense. But look how it's game on. I always said I was sitting here to compete, not to go along with what I don't want to be a part of, which I never want to. People always looked at me strange. They call me an oddball. You always show there. You see why? You see why? Black men ain't running around asking for shit for free. We asking for opportunity. If I'm a part of this, I'm a citizen. Stop running that bullshit on me talking about things have changed for black people. Because black people can't run off in the bank and, you know what? I need a loan for this business and woo. No, you got to meet these standards, right? And then it leads to other people. It leads to exploitation, if you ask me. When in the door, if this the nature of how you moving in the sense of being an entrepreneur and you have established moving goods or selling services, they should automatically, and you're a citizen of the United States, they should automatically give it to you so you can go make America great. And you will be a reflection of that greatness for your people. You can open doors. That'll spread in the community. Now, we got to be like Dr. Boyce Watkins said. We got to do it. And every other black think tank that said, We have to do it, family. Can't count on them to do it. That ain't nothing but a wake-up call. Something I've been screaming forever, like, shit, how we handle our business, we compete. I'm from the hood, family. We got out there and hustle. We went out there and handcuffed the community to hustle, not to destroy one another, but to hustle and get money. And I think I'm a Generation X cat. I think y'all understand what I'm saying. I wasn't running around trying to kill people just for the fuck up. Like, I didn't have no home training. Like, where they do that at? Yeah, a psychotic, crazy person. Like some people we know, just okay and bombing everybody. Like, where they do that at? Damn, y'all don't know how to use diplomacy. Y'all don't know how to talk to resolve. And then you got people talking about they freaking God's chosen. Like, come on, I expect something different. I'm sure. But you just prove. I don't argue with the Bible. The Bible said it, I feel comfortable expressing it. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care how long they've been philosophizing, because they ain't giving you nothing but philosophy on your own. We got to come together and stand on our own. As a people, build our own institutions, build our own foundation. We already got it cracking. Now we got to bring it together, where we can pool our resources together to put behind brothers and sisters that's out here on the front line, created their business, they're functioning in it, and you know there's certain things they're gonna need. Support them. And if they ass don't develop, you support them, and you don't see them developing, don't be judged fucking mental. Give them a chance to work. Because everybody should have that mindset of, you know what? Whatever I was doing, I'm going to stop. It's time to dial in and get on business. Fix relationships, because I'm going to start fixing the relationships I used to have. I ain't kissing no ass, but I'm going to respect people. And if I can help them, I'm going to help them. That's where I'm going with it. I'm a builder. You know, then we're given a measure of authority. We're the children of Israel, family. All this shit talking about politics and all that, that's cool, but we recognize something greater that really works. Your politics and your politicians and all that stuff don't work. I've yet to see it work in our favor. Even your religions that's connected to them. I've yet to see them work, and show me where they work. Even when we control them. I want to tell you why they don't work. Because they contract to operate how they set the terms. It's a contract. Now, the average person don't understand. Business can say, oh, that don't mean nothing. You afforded the opportunity. That mean a whole motherfucking lot. Stop trying to belittle situations because we don't understand the magnitude of things. And we get caught up in our feelings when you hear things that you truly don't understand. It does matter. Because them cats control the decision for you to get the funds, to use the funds to be able to purchase. You might need property to house what you got going on. And if you don't have that support, it's gonna be rough. It can be done. Like I said, I never had a line of credit with none of them, none of that. But that I got this power, this knowledge. So that means in biblical terminology, I got the law. And I'm demanding, which puts me in a position to demand what I feel is worth. And it works. It works. It works if you work it. You gotta work, family. Word! And with that, peace and blessings, y'all. Shalom. You asked me a question.